There are financial traps hidden in everyday life that keep millions of people stuck in the middle class without them ever realizing it. Two people can earn the exact same salary, live in the same city, and even work similar jobs. Yet 10 years later, one has built real wealth while the other is still living paycheck to paycheck. Why? It wasn't intelligence, it wasn't luck, and it wasn't because one worked harder. The difference was the financial traps they fell into and the financial decisions they made every single day. The most dangerous part is that these traps don't look like mistakes. Society encourages them. Banks profit from them. Advertisers celebrate them, and millions of people repeat them without ever realizing they're sacrificing their financial future. In this video, you'll discover the 9 financial traps that quietly keep people trapped in the middle class. Once you recognize them, you'll never look at money the same way again. Trap 1. Lifestyle inflation. The first trap begins the moment your income increases. Most people receive a raise and immediately upgrade their lifestyle. A better apartment, a newer car, more expensive vacations, and luxury subscriptions. It feels like success, but in reality, every extra dollar disappears just as quickly as it arrives. This is called lifestyle inflation. Instead of buying assets that create future wealth, people buy things that create larger monthly expenses. The result is simple. They earn more but never actually become wealthier. Wealthy people think differently. When their income grows, they often increase their investments before increasing their lifestyle. They understand that financial freedom isn't built by spending more. It's built by owning more. The biggest question isn't how much money you make, it's how much of it you're able to keep. Trap 2. Living on borrowed money debt has become so normal that many people barely notice it anymore. Credit cards, car loans, financing plans, and buy now, pay later programs make expensive purchases feel affordable, but every payment quietly steals money from your future. The real danger isn't the monthly payment. It's the habit of spending tomorrow's income today. While many people use debt to finance a lifestyle, wealthy people use money to buy assets that generate even more money. One mindset creates financial pressure, the other creates financial freedom. Every dollar spent on unnecessary interest is a dollar that can never be invested. Trap 3. Depending on one paycheck. For most people, losing their job means losing their entire income because they've built their financial life around a single paycheck. The wealthy rarely rely on just one source of income. They own investments, businesses, rental properties, or assets that continue producing money even while they sleep. A salary can provide comfort, but ownership creates freedom. If your entire financial future depends on one employer, you're far more vulnerable than you realize. The goal isn't simply to earn more. The goal is to build income that doesn't stop when you do. Trap 4. Buying status instead of assets. One of the biggest differences between the middle class and the wealthy is what they buy first. Many people spend thousands of dollars on luxury cars, designer clothes, expensive watches, and the newest gadgets. Not because they need them, but because they want to appear successful. For a moment, it feels rewarding. People notice. Compliments follow, but the excitement fades while the monthly payments remain. Wealthy people often think differently. Before buying symbols of success, they buy assets that produce income. They understand that appearances don't create wealth. Ownership does. Real financial freedom comes from buying things that put money into your pocket, not things that quietly take it away. The richest person in the room isn't always the one who looks rich. Sometimes they're the one who invested instead of showing off. Trap 5. Waiting. Too long to invest. Many people believe investing is something they'll start later. Later when they earn more. Later when they feel more confident. Later when life becomes less expensive. The problem is that later often becomes years, and those lost years can never be recovered. Time is one of the most powerful tools in building wealth. Even small investments made consistently over many years can grow far beyond what most people imagine. Wealthy people understand that they don't need perfect timing, they simply need time in the market. The biggest mistake isn't choosing the wrong investment. It's waiting so long that your greatest advantage quietly disappears. Trap 6. Chasing validation. Through spending, modern society constantly encourages people to prove their success. A bigger house, a luxury vacation, a designer handbag, a sports car. Many purchases aren't made for personal happiness. They're made because someone else might be impressed. This creates a dangerous financial cycle. Every purchase provides a short burst of excitement, but that feeling quickly disappears. Soon, another purchase is needed to create the same feeling again. Wealthy people understand that real confidence doesn't come from expensive possessions. It comes from financial security. The people who truly have money rarely feel the need to prove it. They let their bank accounts grow while others chase attention. Sometimes the fastest way to become wealthy is to stop trying to look wealthy. Trap 7. Financial ignorance. One of the most expensive financial mistakes isn't losing money. It's never learning how money actually works. Millions of people spend years mastering their careers, but never spend a few hours learning about investing, taxes, inflation, or building assets. They work harder every year, yet wonder why financial freedom always feels just out of reach. The wealthy invest in financial education long before they invest large amounts of money. They understand that knowledge compounds just like wealth. The more you understand money, the fewer expensive mistakes you'll make. Ignoring financial education may feel harmless today, but over a lifetime, it can cost far more than any bad investment ever could. Trap 8. Following the crowd. Most financial mistakes don't happen because people think for themselves. They happen because people copy everyone else. When everyone is buying bigger houses, they buy one too. When everyone upgrades to a luxury car, they feel pressured to do the same. When everyone panics during a market crash, they panic as well. The crowd usually reacts with emotion, while wealthy people make decisions based on long-term logic. History shows that following the crowd often means buying high, selling low, and making decisions driven by fear instead of strategy. Financial freedom begins the moment you stop asking, "What is everyone else doing?" and start asking, "What is actually the smartest decision?" Trap 9. Thinking like an employee instead of an owner. Perhaps the biggest trap of all is believing that a paycheck is the finish line. Employees are paid for the hours they work, while owners are rewarded for the value their assets create. This doesn't mean everyone needs to start a huge company. Ownership can begin with investments, index funds, rental properties, or even owning part of a business through the stock market. The wealthy constantly ask themselves one question: what can I own that will continue creating value tomorrow? That single mindset changes everything. The goal isn't simply to earn money, it's to build something that continues earning money long after today's work is finished. Conclusion: the middle class isn't created by one bad decision. It's created by hundreds of small financial choices repeated over many years. Lifestyle inflation, consumer debt, living on one paycheck, buying status instead of assets, waiting too long to invest, spending for validation, ignoring financial education, following the crowd, and never thinking like an owner. Each trap seems harmless on its own. Together, they quietly build a financial cage that becomes harder to escape with every passing year. The encouraging news is that every one of these traps can be avoided. Real wealth isn't about earning the biggest paycheck, it's about making better decisions than the average person. Because financial freedom isn't reserved for the lucky. It's built by people who understand how money really works and who refuse to let invisible habits control their future. The question isn't whether these traps exist. The question is, which one has been quietly controlling your financial life?